Today, I'll be talking about the 5 most important facts why your brand needs to advertise on YouTube and why you must consider video-based ad platforms, the considerations that allow me to generate over $1 million for my clients in ad revenue. And trust me, without knowing the 5th one, you will be way behind brands that exploit these strategies. So with no further ado, let's dive straight into it. So the first reason you need to be advertising on YouTube is the chance of proper value articulation of your value propositions and products and services. I cannot emphasize this enough that you cannot allow yourself to solely focus on selling your product with static pictures and copies. I'm not saying that it's not working, I'm just saying that you're leaving a lot of money on the table by not utilizing and exploiting video ads to your advantage. If you think about it, it's much easier to bring in more sales if you educate your audience on your products and services, because they will build out this connection and trust towards it. And educating your audience, there's literally no better way than video-based ads or video-based creatives, especially when it comes to high involvement purchases. So think about cars or think about kitchen equipment, for example. These are products that a customer before buying has a lot of questions up front, or they go through a lot of considerations before actually arriving to the buying decision. So with video ads, it's really easy to answer some of those questions up front. So trust me, if you're building out a nice educational video around your product, how to use them, maybe give some montages, tutorial videos, etc., then it's a really easy way to answer like at least 80% of those questions up front, so the customer already feels much more comfortable to actually consider buying that product. It's the same scenario when it comes to products with not so many unique selling points. For example, think about a pillow, or think about a fragrance, or think about a candle. It's really hard to properly sell these products because there's 100 million different ones in the market. So there needs to be a story behind it that needs to be properly articulated, and it needs to show off the values on why it's much more valuable and why you should choose this one than the other 100 subsidiary ones on the market. So again, it's a really nice way to educate your customers and articulate the values behind your product. Now, the second reason why you should be advertising on YouTube is the fact that it has a massive user base. And I'm saying this is because yes, Facebook has that, TikTok has that, but the thing is that it has a massive advantage, which is building out an audience, a community. Now, listen, you can pay all the money in the world for, commercials, infomercials, and outdoor banners and whatnot. But at the end of the day, if you can build an audience, a loyal customer base of people who are willingly and enthusiastically buying from you, you win. And that's the part we want to achieve. Like, that's a really nice way to focus on paid ad strategies and combine that with organic strategies as well. And this is what YouTube allows you to do. On Facebook, you're just an ad inside someone's newsfeed, whereas on YouTube, you actually have the chance to connect with your people and build out this huge loyal customer base, which is going to yield much more in the long run than the actual ads you pay for yourself, trust me. In addition to that, when this whole TikTok boom happened a few years ago, a lot of brands started to transition to video-based ad platforms because short format videos were trending, and it's still trending in terms of shorts, reels, TikToks, and whatnot. So if you exploit these and you use longer format promotional videos with the mixture of short format content like educational videos, UGC content, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about later on, these are really nice ways to go into untapped territories that not a lot of brands utilize to full extent in the market. And that brings us to the third fact, which is human touch. I cannot say this enough. People connect to brands much easier than brands themselves. So if you see a brand that is actually portrayed by a person, you connect to it much easier and you build trust much easier than if you were just to see the catchy tagline or the logo itself. So trust me, what customers like to see is people talking about the product and actually showcasing them in a way that is actually much more easier to connect to. And this actually connects to the 4th most important fact, which is actually leveraging social credibility through testimonials and reviews and user-generated content. So UGC, I mentioned it before in this video, it means user-generated content, meaning that a former or even like a current customer makes a video about the great experiences that he had when using your product, or what a great decision he made when actually considering purchasing your product. And this is the highest level of building trust and authority in your audience and with your desired customer. Because yes, I guess your question is, why can't you just put a review or testimonial in a copy format with, like, let's say 5 stars? You can do that. I'm not saying that you cannot do that. I'm just saying that doing the same with the video-based ad is going to perform much better, because with copies, it's extremely hard to give off that positive vibe, that positive energy and positive tonality through text, rather than actually seeing a person in real time talking happily and enthusiastically about the product. So again, this is a really nice way to build authority in your industry than just utilizing static pictures and copies. So this may all sound so simple, but it's actually not as easy as it looks. So if you want to see how we doubled businesses in 2023 and how we're going to continue doubling businesses this year, feel free to schedule a call with us below. I'd be more than happy to give you a tailored strategy to your business. But anyways, getting back to track, The fifth and the last one, which is the most important fact of all why you should be advertising on YouTube, is the omni-channel presence. Now, I cannot emphasize this enough that it's not enough for you guys, that it's not enough for e-commerce brands, and in fact for any business to solely advertise on one platform. You cannot put your eggs in only one basket. You need to differentiate, like with everything else in life. If you're advertising on two platforms, great for you, but I think there's a time and place where it makes sense to introduce a third traffic channel, which is a video-based ad platform if you're advertising, let's say, on Google or Facebook. So what we've seen work best with our clients is that we're using one platform for converting cold audiences. Those are the people who have never heard about or interacted with your brand before, and then we use the other ad platforms to kind of boost that process and nurture those people who are already warm leads or hot leads in terms of being in the middle of the funnel or bottom of the funnel. So this way YouTube would come in and solely focus on the remarketing efforts, solely trying to nurture the people being in the middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel, and really not trying to compete with the cold audience converter, which is either Facebook or Google, because there's really no sense of that. What we've seen happen when advertising on YouTube is that organic sales rise, organic traffic rises, and overall sales volume rise up. Because the thing is, when you see an ad on YouTube, you don't specifically buy from there. You open up a new tab and they brand search the brand, so that would be already attributed to organic traffic, or you see a retargeting ad the next day on Facebook and you buy from there, or vice versa. So it's really hard to directly attribute results to YouTube because you should be looking at the big picture. It's not like this linear process where you're going to look at YouTube and say, okay, it's not really performing as well as the other ad platforms, so you're just going to throw it out the window. It's not the case. You should be looking at the overall sales volume. You should be looking at the other ad platforms. Are they performing better? Is the overall traffic going up? And so on and so on. So I hope this was valuable. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.